guys, so this is a little bit of a different video today. So basically I have been getting quite a few messages recently on my Instagram in regards to actually taking pictures and how I take them, what I use and how I edit them. So this is the camera that I use. It's the Sony a5000. My favourite bit about this is the flip screen. So obviously when you're filming, you're taking pictures, you can actually see yourself in the monitor. You can actually, obviously with these, you can zoom in and out. You can get different lenses for this as well, but this is the only one that I've used so far. It is really, really good, the standard lens. And then yeah, basically you can just flip it on. With this, you literally just press the play button and you can flick through all the different angles that you got. Obviously I take like a million to make sure that I've got one that I actually like, but once you've done that you can actually go through to the wireless setting and this can then send straight through to your smartphone. I've had quite a few questions on obviously like the actual picture taking itself. What I do is I actually use my camera on an angle. The camera, it completely depends. Everybody has their preferred side, which side they prefer better. This side is mine, so what I do is I work with that, and I just make sure like I do quite a lot of different shots at different angles. I just get as many pictures as you can working with your angles that you prefer. Even if you don't know your angles, just try different ones. Like sometimes I go to this side but I don't really like my nose from that side, so it's rare. At the time I've spent a lot of time on my eye makeup, so I always go from like quite a low angle because I want you to see the shadows that I've used on the top of my lid. I have quite hooded eyes, so as you can see when my eyes are fully open you can't actually see my lid at all. I don't want you to, I don't want that to get lost basically. So I would do it from an angle where you can see a bit of everything. Different angles, I usually go from roughly about here with the close-up of my eyes, and then again I go with different angles, see what works best for me and take loads of pictures. A lot of the time if it is a more creative look I use my tripod like I'm filming on today. If I'm filming anything it's always on my tripod. I do find a lot of the time that I take it off the tripod and work with my angles how I prefer them. That's just my personal preference and it's a little bit more closer and personal, and I quite like sometimes when you can see the texture on the skin because it shows you're a real person and you know, like we're not all flawless babes. What I also want to mention is one of the biggest attributes to getting the perfect picture is your lighting. You could have the best makeup look in the world ever on, but that camera isn't going to pick up and do it any justice if you've not got the correct lighting. So there's a number of different lightings that you can use. I tend to use my softbox basically because I've not got the best setup in the world. I don't have a desk, I'm on the floor but you know, make do. When I get my house I will have a better setup. When I'm working with clients I use a ring light. When I have my own setup, I will be using a softbox and a ring light because sometimes ring lights can give a warmer tone, whereas obviously, as you can see, the softbox is very white toned. So sometimes in my editing, I'll show you that later, I can then make my skin look a little bit warmer, which is a little bit more natural than the harsh white lights. Okay, so just to show you, this is my softbox. I use one, so I have to be pretty straight on when I'm taking the pictures. My camera actually screws directly onto that. If I do want to film anything on my phone, I also have this, which is like a little phone holder, and that screws directly on top of that. If you do want to get a softbox, they are super affordable. Mine was actually a gift. So my boyfriend got me 2 softboxes and like a backdrop and everything. You can get them on eBay, Amazon, places like that, and I think you can get sets of them for like £40-ish. I don't know how much he paid for it, but when I was looking originally, that's the kind of sets that I was looking for. If you do want to make it a little bit funky, if you're into more creative makeup or you just want that sort of diversity with the lighting, you can actually get a light that is a ring light. It's really cheap, affordable, £20. You have a light, a white light, a warm light, a blue light, and then you all have like all the primer colours. So if you've seen my Heffalumps and Woozles crazy video, it actually has that ring light and it is like flashing constantly. This is the funky one that I was talking about, so it is very small. It does a million different colours, so I absolutely love this for both creative and something to even to carry around. Sometimes I'll stay in Manchester and the hotels haven't got the best lighting, so that is great to carry. It's not necessary to have a backdrop, you don't have to have a backdrop. However, I do personally feel like it's a lot more clean looking. All the focus is sort of on you and your makeup. With the backdrop, mine's actually a fabric, so I got this again off Amazon. I think it was about £16. I don't know measurements, I do apologise, but it was the biggest one that they had in this specific design. But it's super lightweight and it hangs off the side of my bed, so my bed's one of those that lift up. So literally on the tip of it, I have it hanging off the edge. So, you know, DIY, make do. You can do whatever you want around your house. Just make it work. Now I've found the photo that I want, I go for the cropping tool and I actually crop out any bits that I don't want in it. In here, I found that my chin looked quite big, so that had to go. And what I do is I work with the grids that are on the cropping tool. Then I go in with the retouch. So the first things first, I smooth out any imperfections that I'm really not happy with. So this was the bit that I didn't like. I have a cut at the side of my lip and that had to go, but other than that I was pretty happy with my skin. Okay, my favourite part is the glow. I don't actually touch it up too much in this, as you can see, but I do like to make it pop a little bit just by brightening it, because sometimes the softbox does take away that shine. But like I said, it's not massively different than what it was previously. I definitely find by using Doll Beauty highlighter that I don't have to touch it up much. Next I go in with the edit tool, so I go with the brightness, the contrast, sharpen, a little bit of highlight sometimes, and definitely bringing warmth back into my skin using the temperature. But all I do is I very slightly do this. I don't want to alter the photo too much, but I just want to improve on the lighting. That's my standard editing. If I do want to go a little bit crazy or it's Halloween, I do like to switch it up and try out the neon light. It's a little fuzzy, but I wanted to zoom in so that you could see the difference between the edited photo and the natural photo. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video made sense. I'm not the most amazing person to talk to about technology, but this is just from my personal experience. There's always different options, different pathways. This is my version.